So when you're over trading, it's going to be completely your fault. You're destroying your risk reward. You're destroying your P&L. You're not going to get far. Once again, you need to heal your mind. Let's go ahead and let's get into how we can go ahead and do these things. It's why you're not getting to any type of bread. It's why you're not succeeding. It's why you're still in the same spot year after year after year after year. Some of you guys are trading. Some of you guys have been trading for a few years. You still haven't made your first 3 figures, 4-figure trades. Some of you guys have not made any type of money from the market. Some of you guys are on prop firms, continuously blowing your account, not really getting anywhere because of the fact that you can't simply be disciplined and just take it one trade at a time. If you haven't made bands from trading yet, it's your fault. This market is extremely easy. You're playing against people who are just unbelievably undisciplined. It's not hard. Just turn on your brain and stop being sloppy. Over trading, it comes from you not being able to take a loss like a man or a woman. You need to take it to the chest. You need to understand that it has to happen. When that loss happens, you need to learn from it. It's not that deep. Understand that when you lose some bread, it's cool. Don't trip. Understand that bread is going to come back. Especially if you're on options or a crypto trader, understand that you're playing a linear market. The perspective is a staircase market, and the goal is for it to go upward. All right. So at the end of the day, you might end up positive. Sometimes you can completely destroy your trade if you close early. So also don't forget too, the trade is never over until you close. There's been a lot of good trades that people have posted where people were able to sit through the anxiety and the overbearance of drawdown. Some people 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, however much, and just really not tripping on the fact that the money is just down for the moment, understanding that within a few days, few weeks, bread is going to come back to you, and not really tripping on the fact that you're just down for the moment. Some of you guys aren't ready to get rich because you guys don't understand that some of these people who are in the positions that you want to be in are pretty cool with dealing with high amounts of stress, losing money every single day, losing high amounts of money that you would probably panic over. So if you're going to talk about getting to a high level position, you need to be ready to deal with more stress. You need to be able to double down on your discipline, on your consistency. You can't be sloppy. You can't be disgusting. You need to make sure you're praying. You need to make sure you're healthy. You need to make sure that you're just locked in. Because if you're talking about competing with the best of the best, you need to act like it. It's really going to save yourself too with a lot of emotions, a lot of depression you guys might run into from trading. You might feel like you're not good enough. You might feel like you have something to prove to people around you. Some of you guys might not believe in, some of you guys' family might not believe in trading and stuff like that, might think it's skeptical, might not think it's stable. But then some of you guys might be able to make consistent profits within the market as you've seen other people touch 9, 10, 11 figures, billionaires, etc. So in order to get into that serious perspective and that mindset of the elite, you have to have your own disciplined mindset. You can't let anyone break you down. You got to have your own perspective, your own view of success. And if you continue to let people seep in your mindset, you're going to get weak and you're not going to be able to make it. You have to be unbelievably disciplined. Otherwise, you're going to continue to crumble, and your own emotions will be the cause of that if you don't get your head on straight. So overtrading is going to destroy your discipline. One, because you're going to put yourself through depression. Suicidal thoughts might emerge, to just honestly tell you the truth, especially if you guys are in times of desperation. Some of you guys are stupidly trading with your last bit of money. Say you guys need to pay some rent or stuff like that. If you're in a position where you need to pay rent and things like that, you don't need to be trading right now. You need to go get stable, go higher your income, go work on your business, do whatever you need to do, stabilize your income, and then come back to the markets. Because if you're trying to trade out of desperation, trying to trade to pay your bills right off the bat, I'm telling you, you guys are going to be trading out of stress. You're not going to be able to hold your trades as long as you guys would want, and you might close early. And at the end of the day, your overall bias might be right, but because of that desperation, you're fiending for the bread today. So understand that overtrading is going to lead to heightened stress levels and impulsive decisions. You're going to be thinking about it all day. So I need you guys to really get right with God, get that greed out of you, because you're going to be emotionally drawn. If you decide to start trading, there's going to be certain emotions you got to be ready to handle when you're outside of the charts too. It's going to be hard to talk to people when you just took a loss of 3, 4, 5 figures, however much you guys' account size is. When you guys start taking your first big losses and making your first big mistakes, it's going to be hard to socialize. It's going to be hard to speak to people, but you have to really just get over that and understand that keep the charts on the charts. And if you're talking about being a high level individual, you have to be ready to handle and really compulsionize these levels of stress and anxiety if you want to get to that next level. So some of you guys just completely lose focus. It's not hard to be successful as well. Your focus is completely off. Some of you guys lose sight of the long-term goals. Some people are so quick on short-term goals, and you lose sight of any type of discipline. Once again, that desperation, that fiending for bread is going to destroy you. If you're desperate, if you're making bad decisions, instead of focusing on discipline and consistency, nothing's going to come to you. You're going to be in a moment. Even if you come up on some bread, you're just a disgusting individual at the moment, which is fine. You can get right with God, change that. I used to be one too. And you can go ahead and realize, all right, no matter how much bread I can come up, you can run up $1 million. If you don't know what to do, if you don't know how to stack up bread, if you don't know how to invest, you could lose that within a few years. It's happened to plenty of people. Doesn't matter how much money you have, it's about your discipline and consistency with it. I'm telling you. The neuroscience of trading losses. So people respond differently to losses. Some people stop trading completely, which isn't completely true. A lot of people I've seen quit trading. It's temporary. It's moments of just weakness. People just quit and then come right back to it because they know ultimately they want that freedom from the markets. And some people end up figuring it out. I've taken some breaks from the markets a few times, and every time I've come back, it was harder. So yeah, so loss triggers. So they're going to go ahead and really get within your brain neurological receptors. And when you lose, it's not just, oh man, I lost some money. It's really deeper than that. You're really thinking survival wise. So human beings, we're not really primitive anymore. We're not really killing animals. We're not really boiling our own water and drinking it, etc. and stuff like that. We're not as primitive anymore. So money is pretty much our resource that we hold on to, and our neurological receptors respond to money as a survival resource. So pretty much your brain's limbic system, when you lose money, you pretty much instantly think, okay, I'm not going to survive. But you have to really train your muscle. And this is why God is really important too. You have to really have faith that you're going to be successful, that whatever you're trying to do is going to pop. But if you have anxiety, if you have fear, you're going to continue to destroy yourself. It's not going to work. It's going to be extremely hard to succeed, especially when you start getting within the higher echelons of success. So you have to understand that when you lose money, once again, it's your brain's limbic systems and your neurological receptors having an emotional breakdown and a reaction of, I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to have a place to live. I'm not going to have a car to drive. But it's not true. Just relax. Get right with God. Don't trip. It doesn't matter if you go to $0. You can run it up again. Don't trip. Some of you guys are tripping way too much. It's not that deep. Especially if you guys are talking about getting to millionaire status. You have to understand the amount of money that some of these people have seen lost. And you have to be really comfortable with that, the higher that you guys go. So your brain activity, and it's going to have increased cortisol levels, and it's going to impair decision making during trading. So you have to understand that when you're trading, especially you're dealing with money. So once again, back to the brain's limbic system. When you're dealing with money, money once again is your brain's neurological survival resource. So we're outside of primitive times. We're no longer hunting deer. We're no longer catching berries. So once again, money is the economy resource that we attach to survival, that we attach to having a roof over our head, that we attach to having food, that we attach to having clothes. So it's really deeper than money that you're thinking of when you're losing money. You're thinking of your survival. You're thinking that your survival is at stake. So in order to fix this, you have to understand that your risk management is going to be absolutely imperative to your success. If your risk management is not in place, you're going to continue to blow your account over and over and over and over and over again. Every time that you boot up a market, every time that you boot up a trade, you're going to feel so much fear and anxiety. It's going to be absolutely horrible, but it's cool. You can go ahead and get that right. You just got to go ahead and just keep praying, be disciplined, build that muscle over time. Once you start stacking up some wins, you're not going to be tripping anymore. But once again, money is your brain's neurological receptor to survival. When you lose that, you think you're not going to eat, you think you're not going to survive, you think you're not going to have a place over your head. So if you're going to be a trader, you need to train your brain and you need to really just detach from the actual physical aspect of it. And you can't think that you're not going to survive because you took a loss. It's a lot different when you're trading, especially day trading, when you're seeing that amount of money lost per day. Your brain has to really get used to that. So honestly, it's going to take you a little season of losing. Once you've lost a couple of like thousand, you're going to be like, all right, it's whatever. And then you're not really going to trip anymore. If you do, I don't know if it's for you. Either that or you just need to improve. Your receptors aren't strengthened enough at the moment. And you need to just continue to just be on demo and just really just study the market, study yourself, and just study how everything reacts. So there's going to be a lot of overtrading patterns here. Okay. So increase frequency. Some of you guys are day trading, and I'm going to tell you the exact reason why you're day trading. So once again, this is going to be your brain here, right? This is your brain. Some of you guys need to turn this on. Turn it on. This is the on switch, okay? Look at your brain, and you're going to turn it on. All right, now that your brain is on, you need to understand that you're not going to starve just because you lost the trade. You're not unsuccessful because you lost the trade. No one is going to look down upon you, and who cares if they do? It doesn't even matter because you lost the trade. You have no point to prove to anyone. You have nothing to prove to anyone but God. So don't trip. So once again, back to your brain's neurological receptors. Your brain goes into survival mode whenever you take a loss. So you're going to continue to put on size, continue to put on trades because your brain is in survival mode. You can't attach money to survival mode. You can't do that. You're going to continue to fiend, make impulsive decisions. This is why people steal. This is why people rob. This is not because people just inherently want money. Money just is inherently attached to our receptors to survival mode. Desperation and money, we go into survival mode. In survival mode, we end up making rash, impulsive decisions in survival mode. Okay? So as human beings, this is what we do. We think we need to make some quick decisions in order to run up some bread. You guys might be thinking about bills, be thinking about everything but the setup, everything but the chart, and you're going to continue to be broke. And I don't want you guys to be in that position. There was a long time I struggled for a long time. So I'm here to tell you guys the sauce. I don't want you guys going through what I went through. My students who come through, learn quickly, and just end up just profiting through the markets without any hard lessons. So really take these videos into hindsight as someone who was on the opposite end of profitability. Okay. So you need to understand that some of you guys are making trades based on emotions rather than analysis. You're trading out of survival mode. You're trading out of feeling like you're not good enough, feeling that you have a point to prove, feeling that you're not going to be successful if you don't win a trade. It's not about that. It's about your risk to reward. Realistically, you could lose 99 trades, and if you win one trade that's bigger than all of those trades, does it realistically matter how many trades you lost or won? So some of you guys are just playing a dopamine game instead of seeing the long-term position, and that's really destroying your brain receptors as well. So all this quick content, quick stuff is really frying your brain receptors, and you can't accept the loss all because of this quick accessibility due to the internet. So you got to really retrain your brain, and this is why trading is only really seen successful by just a few amount of people, because those people are able to just analyze that. All right, so when you guys are putting on riskier positions, putting on size that you shouldn't be putting on, once again, that's coming from a place of survival mode. You think you need to do bigger things than you need to do in order to get to the position now. But instead of having patience, instead of trusting God, you guys are really just rushing it, destroying your account, destroying everything that you've worked for, and making dumbass decisions. And you're continuously holding yourself back, and you're not going to be able to progress like that. So you need to understand that when you're putting on risky positions, you're in survival mode. You're in a position of desperation. You're in a position of trying to have a place over your head. You're thinking about that. You're thinking about food, but you have to detach from all of that. It just has to be you, God, and the charts. It can't be anything else, because if you do think about anything else, if you do think about posting P&L on Instagram, if you think about flexing on somebody, fuck what everybody thinks. You can't would think, oh, I need to start popping it, so let me go ahead and put on size so I can go buy this, so I can go do this, so I can go impress somebody. I'm telling you, that's how it can get when you guys start getting good at trading. You can start thinking that you're the best. You can really start thinking that you can do whatever. You can start losing yourself. It's really, really easy. That's happened to a lot of successful 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 figure traders who run up a big bag, started spending money on LV watches. You know, I've had seasons where I've splurged on stupid stuff as well after running into some profits, and then boom, you run into a season of market changing, and then profits aren't as consistent. So you need to understand that the discipline is really going to build your factor, because when you're not losing as much, you're not having those crash out sequences. Whenever market's easy, you're going to be able to just farm the market. And since your account's going to be so bolstered, since you're not losing and resetting from zero so many times, some of you guys aren't stacking up any wins as well because you keep resetting to zero. Just stop resetting to zero. 1% is better than zero. So just keep your account alive. Focus on keeping it alive. You guys' account keeps dying to zero and you're not making any bread. If your account's alive, I don't care if you're making $50 a day, a week, I don't care. Just understand that if it's alive, that's more size you can put on in the future, more bread you can make on the next trade, and it's going to continue to compound. Okay, the more say you guys are consistent for just 6 months, boom, then each position is going to be 4 figures easily. If each position right now you're averaging 2-3 figures, keep grinding, keep stacking up, keep praying to God, keep staying consistent, and then you're going to be boom, you're going to be at 4 figures a day. Once you're at 4 figures a day, everything gets a lot different. That's when you have to really lock in on your discipline more than ever. Okay, you can't get greedy, you can't lose yourself. Okay, I don't need you guys to be talking about your profits in real life as well either. Don't be talking about your profits to anybody. Keep it to yourself, keep it between you and God, keep it in your journal. If you post, then post, but don't lose yourself when you start making money. Once again, your survival mode neurological receptors is going to be reacted upon, and your limbo receivers are not going to be happy if you were to lose that money after making such consistent profits after such a long period of time. If you're making 4 figures a day and then you start losing bread, you're going to freak out. It's going to be extremely hard to deal with, and you're going to be like, dang, I thought I was getting rich. But it's cool. This is why discipline is important. Risk management is important. And understand that nothing is going to change in trading but your contract sizes. So keep it between 1 to 10% of your account and take it one trade at a time. Just relax. Some of y'all just be panicking. You get to panicking, and that's why you're not successful. So this is why you need to get with God and really build your emotional resilience. Some of you guys are just weak. You crumble underneath any circumstance. I've seen people who take losses, slam the desk, start breaking things, absolutely disgusting monkey activities. And you expect to get to a successful realm. You expect to get wealthy. And yet you want to look at people who are rich, who are wealthy in a better position than you, and be envious of them. Yet not reflect on your own emotions and realize that you're acting like a disgusting pansy. You're not taking your losses like you need to. You're acting emotional. You're breaking equipment whenever you're taking losses. And you just have no emotional resilience and strength. And you're just not ready to be a boss. But this is cool. At one point, we were all emotional. I was as well, too. This is why you got to really get with God. Things can change. Stop being a bitch. Stop crying. Otherwise, nothing is going to change. Some of you guys run up a big bag, and then you guys start feeling like the shit. And then you lose it. You come to me crying, and you're like, Chris, what do I do? You put yourself in the continuous hamster wheel, and it's really disgusting. You need to level up, take it trade by trade. Stop thinking about the Lamborghini. Stop trying to rush getting rich today. Take it one trade at a time. Don't withdraw from your account too. If your account's not at least at 10 bands, you don't need to be withdrawing. I'm at the point right now where I don't really need to withdraw too often, okay? Withdrawing is not really in my top priority. Right now, it's stacking capital. This way, whenever market does reset, at the moment of this video, market's at all-time highs. When market dips down, ready to go ahead and reset from the dips, continuously buy those and just run up that big bag, okay? So some of you guys are running out of ammo, running out of liquidity, running out of your cannon fodder in order to run up your big bag because of emotional decisions, and that's why you're not getting anywhere, okay? So support systems. If you have a group of friends that you trade with, that's going to be fine. Make sure they take it serious. If at least one person in the friend group has heinous activities, you have to leave. You have to cut everybody off because it's going to infect you. It's going to infect you. And if some person is having bad emotional rash decisions and you're trying to all learn together, it's going to rub off on you. As somebody who's traded in a group before, that's exactly how it is. You have to completely branch off. Just understand you need just God and you. You're going to be chill and just run up your big bag. Don't trade like anyone else trades. Find out how you like to trade. I don't care if it's reversals, break and retest, breakouts. Find how you like to trade. Find your sauce. Stick to that and just keep farming the market. All right? Don't let anyone influence you to do dumb, stupid shit in the market. It's happened to me a few times and it really pisses me off, especially since myself, I am pretty consistent within the market. And whenever I were to let people sway me to make bad decisions, it would really upset me. So if you're going to trade with people, make sure you guys are absolutely on the same page and don't let people put ideas in your head. If it doesn't agree with your A+ criteria of a setup, don't just take anything on the block because you think it's going to work out. That's FOMO trading. That's desperation. You're fiending to make some bread. Some of you guys aren't getting rich because you're so unstructured. You're so unstructured. And that's why it takes you guys years to actually get anywhere, because you're so unstructured. Just get some structure, get some discipline, put some congruency into what you're doing, and then things will start making sense, inshallah. So if you're a futures or forex trader, you need to implement a hard stop limit, okay? Because especially if you're on futures, because if your account gets liquidated, you're going to owe the broker money, and you're going to have to pay either lawyer fees if you can't afford the broker cost, or you're going to have to just pay the money that you owe back. Say if money is a FOMO candle or FOMC candle, and price decides to just clip past your stop loss, which is realistic. You have to be realistic in all avenues here. This is why options, in my opinion, is going to be the best instrument, due to the fact that if the money goes to zero, then money's going to be negated. So you have infinite percentage you can make on the upside, but your downside is calculated. So this is why personally I think and understand why billionaires are people who play US, the stock market. But if you guys are stubborn and if you do want to run up a little bag on prop firms and stuff like that, just understand things change, risk parameters, and especially some over trading can be caused to you from prop firm due to the fact that you guys are trying to compensate on their rules instead of just booting up your account with your money and playing on, you know, the rules that are going to be logistically set for your risk to reward and P&L to grow. So define your risk clearly, know how much you're going to lose, and be comfortable with losing that. If you lose more than you're comfortable with losing, you might crash out, but just relax. It's going to happen probably. So just don't cry. Don't break anything. Don't trade again. Just come back another day, run it up again. Don't think, oh, I got to put on size and make back what I lost the next day. Some of y'all think about what happened and the loss that you took last week, a month ago, a year ago, too much. Forget it. You're in a whole new bag. You got to run it up again. You're in a whole new bag. It don't matter no more. Some of y'all are not successful because you're holding on too much attachment to that loss, too much attachment to that red P&L you see when you refresh the screen. Relax. Whatever P&L you see today, that's what you got today. Go ahead and run up that big bag. It could be way bigger than the other bag that you took. All right. So take those lessons. All right. And implement that into your strategy today. Transfuse your emotions, and you guys are going to be able to go ahead and be successful. So reduce your emotional trading, no impulsive decisions. Make sure you guys have strict entry and exit criteria. Know when you're going to get in and get out. Don't play like a pansy monkey. Some of you guys, once again, are playing disgusting. And this is why you're not getting anywhere, because you're being disgusting. So the more disgusting you're being, the more you're not going to get anywhere. That's just the absolute truth. You have to be very disciplined, very structured. Otherwise, you just truthfully will not get anywhere. And if you do get somewhere, you won't maintain it for very long. You'll fall off quickly. Okay. So you need to encourage consistent behavior through adherence. Make sure you guys get up, you pray. Make sure you guys are just doing little habits that you need to do. Get straight to work. Don't slack when you need to. Make sure you guys are being strict within your times. I don't care if you guys have business outside of trading, whatever. Go hard at that and just really just double down on whatever you need to be doing. And don't think about the charts all day long. After you guys are in a period of profitability where you can come on, identify a setup, and just make some breach, then you don't need to be sitting there at the charts all day long. Just find your setup, get off, and go work on your business, go work, do something, and just get off the charts. Set your alerts, know when you're going to get in, know when you're going to get out, and afterward, go ahead and journal. And that's really going to promote a lot of long-term success, and it's going to help you guys recover mentally and P&L wise, and it's going to help you grow sustainability and confidence within yourself, especially when you see yourself being consistent and disciplined. You're going to be able to actually trust yourself to make good decisions. You're going to be proud of yourself. You're going to be able to wake up and smile. And I'm very thankful to God that you're going to be able to continue to push forward and succeed. All right. So I want you guys to really feel proud of yourself. But if you're being disgusting, you need to just stop, because you're not going to feel proud of yourself. And that's really what depression is. If you guys are going through a period of depression right now, or a period of being broke, that's just coming from not being proud of yourself. You got to lock in. You got to understand that whatever happened, let go of whatever is holding you down, and really just get in your bag. You got to put everything down, put all the drugs down, put everything down. I don't care if you guys are just doing whatever, just get in your bag. Just get in your bag. So understand, there's going to be a lot of mindfulness techniques for traders. All right. You guys got to wake up, praying to God, really ask for wisdom and ask to understand why you're moving the way you're moving. Because some of you guys are really just making decisions based off survivability. You're trying to run up some bread, but some of you guys are really just disgusting. I have a lot of guys that I work with that are pretty good traders, make 4 figures, 5 figures a trade, and then come to me with just some absolute, just disgusting, greedy scenario that they just did and ask me, what did they do? And, I just tell them to go to God, because at that point, there's nothing else I could tell them. At that point, they know what to do. They know how to make money within the markets. It's not me. They clearly know how to trade the strategy effectively. So at that point, it's just pure disgust and greed and overconfidence. So at that point, only God can help you. There's nothing I can do from there. So I try my best. I can teach you the technique. But if you get into a season of greed, disgustingness, impurity, and really losing yourself because you start running up some breach, you got to go to God about that. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing Chris could do. I'm going to just tell you, go to God about it. But what I can do is teach you the structure, teach you how to be disciplined, teach you the strategy, and whatever you do from there is what you do. I can only teach a man how to fish. I can't force you to go eat it and go cook the John too. All right. So you got to really visualize what you want. You got to really mark out the setup. You got to see it working out. Some of y'all have no confidence in what you're doing. You have no confidence in the trade. You close out early, and the next thing you know, you're posting out Twitter crying, why did I close the trade early? And y'all are looking like clowns. Y'all are not ready to be bosses. Y'all are not ready to be successful. If you close the trade early because of some drawdown, you need to go work. You need to go do something that's not boss ready. You just need to go do that, because trying to be in the markets, trying to really run an empire, trying to really construct yourself into a disciplined, ready individual, it really, really is going to take a lot of strength, and you have to really have confidence within yourself. If you're closing trades early, you're not ready right now. You're just not ready right now. You need to go become more powerful as a person. You're too scared. You're too scared. And if you're scared and panicking, you're not ready to be a boss. So go journal. However you're feeling, your mistakes, your goals, your dreams, talk to God in your journal. Do what you need to do. And when you guys do make it, it's going to hit different when you look back. You look at the early times and be like, dang, like I remember I was a young bull. I remember I didn't know what I was doing. I remember I was unprofitable. I remember I was unsuccessful. And then boom, you're going to be able to really feel that heartwarming feeling of, okay, I'm progressing. I'm really getting somewhere. And that thankfulness to God is really going to push you to want to keep going. And it's going to make you hungrier. So make sure you guys are focused, work out, eat healthy. Don't eat a high anxiety diet. If you guys are eating a lot of candy, a lot of sugars, a lot of processed foods, it's a high anxiety diet. You guys are going to be having a lot of unnecessary cravings that aren't naturally realistic in primitive nature. 10,000 years ago, we weren't craving things like Doritos and cakes and stuff like that. So it's really going to take time to just rewire your brain and just wean off of those things. This way, it's really going to be a lot easier to just get on and just dominate in the market. You're not going to be hungry in the morning. You're just going to be calm. You just woke up, you prayed, you're going to be focused, you're going to be fasted, and you're going to be ready to just make some money on it, inshallah. So whenever you take a loss, just thank God that you took that loss, and then reflect on it. Really peep. Was that entry bonky? Was I playing dumb trash? Or was that entry well constructed? Was it logistical? Did I have a structured plan and entry and exit criteria built upon why I wanted to get in XYZ trade, right? If you lost within that scenario, that's a W. Be thankful. Alhamdulillah. Be thankful. It's not a loss if you had a structured plan and it just didn't work out. It's you giving it a try. It is what it is. In life, if you don't give it a try, you're not finna get anywhere. So you can't crumble when you give it a try and things don't work. You got to really keep pushing. And if you want to start popping it, you got to understand that it's going to be a lot of losses that are going to come your way. But you got to really just talk to God about it. You got to really conquer those things. You got to conquer those emotions. You can't let that fear get to you. When you take a loss, you can't take that fear into the next trade. Because you take it into the next trade, you take it into the next scenario, you're going to be scared to get in. Next thing you know, the setup worked out and you missed out on bread that somebody else made. So somebody else is making bread and you're not, because you're scared. So that's why it's time to really conquer your emotions and conquer yourself. So you guys can also take breaks from the market too. Understand that if markets sit at all-time highs, then there's not really much you can do, especially if you guys are trying to long. You can catch scalps. I don't recommend trying to hold it months long wise, maybe a couple of days, catching resistance fills, etc. But if SPX or VIX or gold is at all-time highs, market, it might be time to really just take a pause, let market dip down, let it do its thing, go focus on your business, go focus on your mental, go do your soul work, really just go get closer to God, and you guys are going to be able to come back to the market, bread ready. You're not going to be destroying your bread, taking bonky anything on the block trades. You're going to be patient, waiting for A plus setups. You're going to be happy with the setups that you take. You're going to be happy with the bread that you're seeing, and you're going to be really proud of yourself. And you're going to be able to pay your bills on time, retire your parents, do what you need to do, inshallah. All right, but it's not going to happen through impatience. If market is bonky, you got to wait. If market is bonky, it's not time to play. It's time to just get off, go do something else, go focus on something else, go stack bread, go get some bread, then come back when market's good again, run it up again, run up that big bag. All right, that's how trading works. You're not here to just run up mini bread or have your P&L fluctuate like a seesaw. You should be making bread in a linear sense, okay? There's some traders who only trade 5 times a year. That trader, in a sense, depending on their P&L, is more profitable than somebody who trades 1,000 times a year, okay? Because somebody trading 1,000 times a year could be losing 700 trades, right? So it doesn't really matter your frequency. It really matters on your risk to reward, how much you're making on your setups, and making sure your winners are way bigger than your losers. And that's really what determines someone who's profitable and not. All right, so make sure you have to stay in prayer with God. Just don't lose yourself within the markets when you start running up your big bag. You got to really keep yourself controlled, keep yourself humble, because when you lose yourself and then you destroy your account after seeing 5 figures, 4 figures in your account, it's going to be emotionally draining. It's not going to be a lot of people around you who you can really reflect and associate that kind of pain with. So it's really going to be just the journey where it's you and God for real. All right. So catch y'all on the next one. StackMODE.net for all mentorship. Reviews have been going crazy. Proud of everyone. I love y'all so much. Peace.